The Cleveland Browns are coming off one of the most dominant performances that I've ever seen for an opening week game in a long time. Not only did they absolutely overcome almost every expectation, but they also bottled up one of the most electric passing offenses in all of football from last season in the Cincinnati Bengals, holding them to a shocking 3 points and absolutely zero rhythm throughout the entirety of this game. And for the last couple of months, I've continued to preach that the Browns have one of the most slept on rosters in the entire NFL and could easily be one of the biggest dark horses in the NFL this season. And everyone is so hell-bent on crowning the Bengals or the Ravens or even in some cases the Steelers as the division leaders. But personally, I think the Browns have what it takes to, control 2023. And after this performance, they've already sent a huge message to the NFL. And in this video, I'll be breaking down why I believe the Browns have what it takes to have a great season, but more importantly, why I think they can make a huge run, not only for the playoffs, but potentially for a Super Bowl. Coming into 2023, on paper, the Browns had one of the most terrifying defenses in the NFL. And to me, it would all come down to if they could put it together on the field and find a sense of, consistency. Now, in this game, consistency was the only thing they knew. And the Bengals couldn't do anything at all. And you could kind of see the frustration start to build and come within the team on the Bengals sideline. However, this is what they wanted. The Bengals were talking trash throughout the entire process of getting to week 1, and they wanted all of the smoke until they didn't. Cleveland's defense balled up Burrow, the NFL's new highest paid player in the NFL, as the Browns opened up the season with a 24-3 win over the Bengals on Sunday, fueled by Chase dissing them as, quote-unquote elves earlier in the week. The Browns, did whatever it took to make sure Joe Burrow was uncomfortable from the start. And, they won the opener at home for the first time since 2004. Now, this could be a huge swing for the future of this franchise. Now, sitting here after the game and really analyzing what happened, we have to give a ton of credit to this defense, man. I mean, they were incredible. And this secondary was absolutely locked in from the moment the game started and showcased that the entire game. Denzel Ward, Grant Delpit, Greg Newsome, Martin Emerson, all of these guys were amazing, holding T. Higgins to 0 catches on 8 targets. Guys, 0 catches on 8 targets. Listen, that is unbelievable. They also held Jamar Chase to 5 catches for 39 yards. I mean, this is, like I said, a top 5 offense, a top 5 passing offense in the entirety of the NFL last season. And they were just held to, relatively nothing. And when you can do that versus a top offense, imagine what you can do against, 90% of the NFL offenses in the league. I mean, listen, we say that the Bengals are top 5. Imagine what they can do to all the teams outside of the top 5. I mean, Joe Burrow was 14 of 31, 82 yards, 20 QBR rating, and a 52.2 rating overall. An absolutely terrible game for one of the best quarterbacks in all of the NFL. And, obviously we know that because of what his contract says. But not only did the secondary outplay every expectation, but so did the pass rush. Myles Garrett, Za'Darius Smith, Okoronkwo were creating pressure all game long and made sure that Joe Burrow was never comfortable in that pocket. Now, this was a very wet, rainy game in Cleveland, but whenever you can outscore a top 7 offense by 3 touchdowns, you played a phenomenal game. And once I knew that Deshaun Watson was going to have a full offseason under his belt as a QB for the Browns, I realized the potential of this Browns team was, untapped. Now, you go out and add a guy, an underrated wide receiver, Elijah Moore, who was just a very high draft pick of the Jets a couple years ago. You add him as a Swiss Army knife in the offense. He's playing in and out of so many different positions in terms of slot, outside, running back. He's getting end arounds. He's getting so much action, involvement into this offense, and I think he's going to be a huge pickup here for the Cleveland Browns. And I mean, the talent alone on this team is amazing. And once again, once this game concluded, I knew this team had the fight the determination, and the overall talent to be a special football team, but on both sides of the ball. And if Watson continues to build chemistry and confidence in this offense, watch out, because this could be the Browns team that really shines throughout the entirety of this season. And in the game, Watson bolted for a 13-yard touchdown late in the first half, making the kind of dynamic play that the Browns envisioned when they originally signed him to that $230 million contract in 2022. He missed 11 games last season for violating the league's personal conduct policy, but when he's in uniform, the man has proven that he can be a reliable quarterback, and not only a reliable quarterback, but a terrifying quarterback for opposing defenses. Now, he also added a 3-yard touchdown pass in the fourth quarter to tight end Harrison Bryant, and Watson celebrated by skipping down in front of the Cincinnati Bengals sideline before converting the 2-point try with a run up the middle. Nick Chubb looked amazing as well. 18 carries, 106 yards, averaged about 5.9 yards per attempt. So he looked amazing. And Watson, after the game, said he's the best in the world, best in the league, and he's going to continue to plug. Listen, this Browns team is scary. They have so many weapons, not only offensively, but defensively. They have so many guys that want to come in and just make a difference on this team, and I think they will. The defense looks good, the offense looks good, and the potential for this Browns team is officially untapped. Guys, comment down below, what do you guys think the Browns record will be at by the end of the season? Do you think they're a playoff team? Do you think they're a contender? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Today's video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, and if you love playing fantasy sports like football, basketball, baseball, and so many other sports, but also love being able to win money, you're going to want to stick around for this whole segment. Introducing Underdog Fantasy, the ultimate platform for fantasy sports lovers. Do you want to experience the thrill of drafting your team and competing for huge prizes? Well, look no further. With Underdog Fantasy, you get access to a wide range of fantasy sports, including football, basketball, baseball, and so much more. But here's what makes Underdog Fantasy stand out from all of those other apps. They've got quick and user-friendly drafting process, a unique and exciting game formats, fair and competitive contests for all skill levels, and attractive bonuses and promotions. Not only can you draft teams and compete with others, but you can also play a game of higher and lower, which is personally my favorite thing to do on there, but you can potentially win 20 times the money you put down. And if you use code MattyDubs when you sign up, Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. And what that means is basically when you deposit, let's say $100, they'll give you a free $100 to use and play with. Click the link in the description to get started, or head to the website right now to start dominating the fantasy world. And don't miss out on all the fun. Be a part of the Underdog community starting now. And don't forget, if you use code MattyDubs, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Let's get started. Get into drafts with me starting today.